Sometimes you gotta just start. This is the Yo Quits His Day Job podcast, motivation to get you started. It's a podcast by a guy who really doesn't know what he's doing, for people who really don't know what they're doing. Join me, your host, Greg Owens, aka O, as I unpack the hows and whys of people who can't get unstuck and start pursuing their dreams. We'll grow together as I figure out this podcasting thing, figure out all this social media stuff, and we'll all get better together at everything we do.
Hey. Welcome, everybody, to episode 1 of O Quits His Day Job, motivation to get you started. This is a brand new podcast because you know what? There's just not enough podcasts out there. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing this because I want to do it as a challenge. But the other thing I want to do is I want people to learn that it's never too late to start pursuing your dreams in life. And also, I'm here to help you get over those hesitations, the things that everybody worries about, and all the reasons that everybody has that they never quite get it going. That's what this podcast is going to be about. We're going to have fun with it because, like I said, I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing this thing now. I don't know if I got the right mic on. I don't know if I'm using the right. I think the camera's working, but we're going to see what happens. We might screw around. We might change the mic and see how that makes a difference in the sound and stuff like that. We're going to just have fun. All right, look, here's the deal. So my name's Greg Owens. I look stupid in these headphones, don't I? I really look a little silly. But, boy, that camera, hopefully it doesn't. I'm not a good-looking man. But, all right, that's nothing to worry about. See, don't talk negative about yourself like that. Don't do that. See, that's my problem. Here's the deal. I'm a stand-up comic. I guess technically I'm a part-time stand-up comic because I don't work all the time. I wish I worked more doing it, but we'll see what happens in the future. At any rate, stand-up comedy is what I do, and I love it. It was a lifelong dream of mine to be a stand-up comic, and since I was about a young teenager, 13 years old probably, I was like, boy, I'd love to do that. And so I went for it. Finally, when I was about 48 years old, literally. So how do you think? I've carried that dream for 35 years in my life that I would love to be a stand-up and never went for it. So that's what kind of this thing's all about here, people. I don't want other people to be like that. I want people that if you got a goal or a dream and you want to turn that into a goal and you want to pursue it, let's get it done, okay? I just want you to know, if you're feeling like I was, you're not alone. There's a million people out there like us. And we're going to all try to get better together. I don't know. I'm no psychologist. I'm no doctor. How's that song going? I ain't no doctor with degrees. But I got 35 years of Fortune 500 business. I worked for a company, Fortune 500 company. For 35 years, I was a manager, sales rep, manager again. And basically, yeah, the one thing, I did everything well. I wasn't the superstar of the company by any stretch, but I, hit most of my goals. I was responsible for increasing sales, increasing profit, all kinds of government regulations that we had to follow. I did it all, and always had a tight P&L, always had, tight inventory management, all the stuff that you're supposed to do. But the best part about it was helping my employees and helping my peers get better at what they wanted to do. You know what I mean? Get them moved along on their career path. That was the thing. I mean, I've had some employees, a couple of them pop right into my mind, that they didn't know what they wanted to do. They no clue. And I got them on board in my company and entry-level positions, and they have flourished, man. They're doing great. They're happy with the company. They're motivated to keep trying to pursue the next level. They took some of my advice, which was, well, it's just real quick, because we'll get into a lot of that stuff over the course of this podcast. But the one thing I've always said to people, look, if you want to move up to the next level in a position, you need to act like you're at that next level now, okay? Obviously more responsible. You keep your appearance up. This is simple entry-level stuff. Get to work on time. Don't call out sick. Do everything you've been asked of, and then always try to do a little bit more. It sounds pretty basic, but a lot of people don't get it. But at any rate, I've had, I can't think of how many employees that got under me and then just flourished. And it sounds like I'm beating my own drum, but I got to let you know that I got some skills. Otherwise, you're going to be like, why would I waste my time listening to this dude's podcast? And I don't blame you. I don't blame you a little bit. I mean, we're only 5 minutes in here, and I've probably lost most of you that tuned in already. But don't go. I'm going to get into today's podcast just to go a little bit, talk about me a little more, and then we're going to have some fun, because that's the other thing we do. Like I said, I don't know really how to run a podcast. This is going to be like a video podcast, and I've already been interviewing, because we've had some guests that did some interviews, trying to edit those things down so they fit into a timely manner. We're going to keep all of these things short. It's going to be entertaining, and you're not going to have to spend 3 hours listening to it, which is like, I don't know how Joe Rogan does it, man. 3 hours a day, pretty much, with every guest he has on there. And the dude is never without questions, and he's never without insight or discussion. It's a pretty impressive podcast. I never listen to because I don't have time. When I'm cutting the grass, maybe sometimes I'll listen to Joe Rogan. But other than that, I don't have time. But, and I don't know how anybody does, but the guy's got millions of viewers and followers and all that sort of stuff. So he's doing something right. And he's a sharp dude. All right. That's going to piss some people off that I just said that. A lot of people don't like Joe Rogan, but he's actually a fairly sharp dude. So at any rate, all right, so see, now here's where I'm going to have to do an edit, because I just totally forgot what I was going to talk about. And now I got to go check my notes. So I'm going to have to edit all this part out. So like I said, I was a lifelong dream to be a stand-up comic, and I finally got at it. And I'm finally, having some success at it. You know what I mean? I'm doing pretty well. But the thing that kept me back, there's things we're going to go over in these future episodes in detail. Hopefully, you're going to get some experts on there that are smarter than me. We'll get some experts in here talking about it with you. But there's a lot of things that hold people back. Just plain old procrastination is a big one. But that's kind of an umbrella term. I think we're going to find out some more on that too. Because listen, everything I'm telling you, people, this is not actual. You got to understand. Take what I'm talking about with a grain of salt. The main thing I want you to do is come along on the journey with me, and we will learn together, and we will get better together at moving forward. That's what it's all about, okay? I don't have all the answers for you right now. I'm not getting ready to sell you some $90 program, 3-hour class on the internet that's going to fix everything for you. I don't know if they exist. I get advertisements for them every day in my news feeds on Facebook and on Instagram and all that, because I'm always looking into it. I don't know how those Google people do it, but they're like, hey, this guy wants to stop procrastinating. Let's flood him with procrastination websites. At any rate, I think that's kind of an umbrella thing, procrastination. Because why do we procrastinate? Procrastination is basically not getting to do it, not getting to the things you want to do. Why do we do that? A lot of reasons. There's like perfectionism. You think you have to have it exactly right, or you don't want to do it. Self-doubt's a huge one. Anxiety. Maybe you've got depression. Maybe you just can't get off the couch, type of thing. All of this stuff. One of the things with me, one of the big ones, is listening to the naysayers and listening to the haters and worrying about making everybody happy. Not good stuff. Haters and naysayers are a little bit different. Haters are just jerks that want to put you down. Maybe they're bullies. Maybe they're just rude people that don't even realize they're putting you down. The naysayers are people that think they're doing you a favor by telling you not to get into something that you're going to fail at. They worry about you feeling bad for failing, or they don't want you to waste time on something that they don't think is going to work. They're not much help either. That's not good stuff. Sure, you want to, if you're about to tell somebody you can jump off a building and fly without any means of support whatsoever, perhaps a naysayer would be a good thing. They care about you, and they're going to tell you that that's a fail, and it is. So don't do it. But Otherwise, for the most part, you just got a legitimate goal that you can actually attain if you work hard enough at it. You got to not listen to the naysayers telling you can't do it. I don't know where I read this. I don't know who originally talked about it. Probably goes way back to the philosopher days, but I've heard tons of business gurus say it, and basically goes something like this. You can have anything in the world that's physically possible for you to attain if you're willing to do the proportionate amount of work it takes to get there. Okay? So if you're broke now and want to be a millionaire, very doable, very doable, but you need to do a lot of work to get there. Okay? Sure, there's some impossibilities. You want to fly to the moon, flapping your arms like wings? That's not going to happen. You can't work hard enough at that to get it done. There's a ton of things you can do. You want to be a movie star. You want to be a race car driver. You want to own your own business. You want to have raised 20 kids. You want to, whatever it might be, that's your dream or goal. If it's physically possible, you can do it depending on how much work you want to do. That's the biggest key with all of this stuff. And that's where the naysayers, fuck them. They have no right to tell you that you can't do it if it's physically possible. You got to be willing to do the work, though. You got to be willing to do the work. That's the hard part. So haters and naysayers, and then self-doubt. You listen to that enough, and you start telling yourself the same thing. You're going to tell yourself that you can't do it. You got yourself convinced already. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of, I don't mean to call it foofy, fluffy stuff about, positive manifestations and stuff like that, because they actually make a difference. They really do work. People say, well, picture yourself succeeding and you'll succeed. Well, there is something to that. You know what I mean? Like before I go on stage doing comedy, I take a few minutes backstage before I go off, and I just kind of concentrate, and I picture in my mind the jokes flowing properly from my mouth and the audience loving it and eating it up. That's a little bit of a positive manifestation. The thing about it is it's happened. I've witnessed it. I've been there telling my jokes properly, telling them well. The audience is eating it up. It was a great show, killed, and then got off stage. I just got to keep going back and thinking about the fact that, yeah, I've done that. I've done it. I've killed an audience, slaughtered a room. Absolutely had a great time doing it. That's positive manifestation. Do that for like a minute before I go up on stage all the time. So many things like that you can do. And then there's the whole thing of clearing your mind. And as people talk about that doing yoga and exercise is going to help you get better at doing the things you want to do. Eating properly is a great way. Believe it or not, there's a guy you can find on LinkedIn named Mark Metry. I'm hoping to get him to be a guest on this show. I found him on LinkedIn. He's on Instagram and all that stuff. He is a dude that was crippled with self-consciousness and anxiety. He couldn't speak to people in public. He could not do it. And he figured it out for himself. And now he's an expert in the field of killing that self-doubt, anxiety. And he talks a lot about the fact that your healthy diet is a really important part of that. It's pretty cool stuff. And I hope we get to hang with him because the dude's sharp as a tack. He's still not even 30 years old. And he's a highly sought after speaker in the field, et cetera. So that'd be a cool thing. He's a guest I hope to have on. Got some other great guests. I got a manager of a comedy club that opened its comedy club right before COVID hit, had to shut down his comedy club. Talk about overcoming the consequences or overcoming the roadblocks, man. He did it. I have a gentleman who is, I don't know what I would, he's an AA sponsor, proud to be one, helps out tons of recovering alcoholics. And he's going to talk about how he was cooked late in life. 50 years old, he was basically done living on the street. Turned it all around. He's super well off. He's the healthiest guy in the world. And he's a great character. We're going to have a lot of fun with him. So we got some cool stuff happening. And I don't know how long I've been talking here. I should probably say So we're like 14 minutes in. I took like a 3-minute break because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. These are how these things work, you know? So I'm going to do something now. I'm going to change the microphone mid-show here. I don't know if it'll let me. Oh, I can't change devices while I'm recording. Okay. So, see, this is fun. We don't know what we're doing, but we got. Anyway, so, yeah, you know what I like to do? Here's here's my ADHD kicking in on me. I just picked up my phone, which, you keep your phone near you, and next thing you know, you're just grabbing it and looking at stuff. But I love Instagram. I really do. It's not, people say, oh, that stuff's a waste of time. Yeah, it is if you're bad about it, like me. When you spend 4 hours a day scrolling through Instagram, I really don't do that. I don't. Okay. But I do my fair share because I love, there's so many good things on here. I'll tell you what, everybody needs a laugh. There's Courtney Vale from Below Deck. I follow her. She's a sweetheart. And, she was on Below Deck Mediterranean, which that show, I tell you what, I'll probably get in trouble for doing it, but I'm using that show for some assertive training skills throughout this podcast. Those people are nuts on those shows, man. At any rate, any of those reality shows, they're crazy. Let's see here. There's comedian Vic DiBitetto. I would highly recommend following him on Instagram. Very funny dude. Rich Voss, the legend. He's on Instagram. It's all, I got all comics. That's basically all I do on Instagram. So, but you know why? Because they make me laugh and they give me encouragement to do what I want to do. You got to be involved in your industry if you're going to succeed in your industry. Barstool Sports, love those guys. Very funny. Always got a funny video to post. There's somebody you got to check out. Her Instagram is I am Queen Shamika. She's the world record holder in what do you call it? Where you got to go below the limbo. World record limbo chick. Whatever. Whoops, she's making noise. She's doing a thing. Unbelievable. All right, I'm wasting your guys' time. You're getting bored. Where's the one thing I was looking for something special? Now I can't find it. That's the problem, is you don't ever find it. Wow, McDonald's is bringing Szechuan sauce back. Well, that's important, right? Can you see that? No, you can't. March 31st, Szechuan sauce coming back to McDonald's. Good news there, I guess. All right, that's enough of this shit. So, folks, listen, I appreciate you hanging with me, man. I think we're going to have a good time with this. This is episode 1. This is it. It's going to be short and sweet. They're going to all be short and sweet. If I can ever get some artwork and some music and figure out how to edit these things and load them on YouTube, we're going to do it all. We're going to have a lot of fun. So my name is Greg Owens. Check me out at gregowenscomedy.com or at Greg Owens Comedy on Instagram. And also follow this podcast. It's called Oh Quits His Day Job, Motivation to Get You Started. Folks, thanks for hanging out. Take care.
This is the outro music. It's the music at the end of the podcast. They call it outro. It's the music talking about the stuff that was on the show. Thanks for listening, folks. This has been the Oh Quits His Day Job podcast, motivation to get you started. This podcast is brought to you by GregOwensComedy.com. Produced by Greg Owens. Music by Greg Owens. Everything by Greg Owens, except the artwork. That was Joe Owens. Check him out sometime too. Folks, don't forget to subscribe, follow, share, brag about, go to Instagram, all the stuff you're supposed to do when you like a podcast. We'll see you next time, folks. Thanks for coming out. Boom. Bow, bow, bow.
How do I turn this off? There we go.